Picture yourself sitting at your desk, staring at a screen filled with emails, notifications, and a to-do list that seems to grow faster than you can keep up. Your phone buzzes with yet another reminder. Your desk is cluttered with papers and gadgets you haven't touched in months. And deep down, there's a quiet ache, a sense that you're stuck, overwhelmed, or drifting without purpose. You're trying to juggle work, relationships, and the pressure to have it all together. But it feels like you're running in circles, chasing a version of life that's always just out of reach. What if there was a way to break free from this cycle, not by mastering everything, but by approaching life with fresh eyes, as if for the first time? What if you could simplify your days, find clarity, and thrive by embracing a mindset that celebrates curiosity and openness? This is the essence of Shoshin, a Japanese concept from Zen Buddhism that means beginner's mind. It's a call to let go of preconceptions, to approach each moment with wonder, and to discover a simpler, more intentional, and deeply fulfilling way to live. Shoshin, at its core, is about cultivating the mindset of a beginner, no matter how experienced or knowledgeable you are. The term comes from Zen practice, where it describes a state of openness, eagerness, and lack of assumptions, like a student encountering something new. Imagine a child picking up a paintbrush for the first time, unburdened by the fear of making mistakes, simply curious about what colors can do. That's Shoshin, a willingness to see the world afresh, to question old habits, and to embrace learning without the weight of ego or expectation. In a world that glorifies expertise, productivity, and perfection, Shoshin feels like a breath of fresh air. It's a reminder that you don't need to have all the answers, that there's beauty in not knowing, and that growth comes from staying open to possibility. In our modern lives, Shoshin is a powerful antidote to the overwhelm you might feel. You're constantly bombarded with information, news, trends, advice on how to be better, do more, have more. Social media feeds are filled with people who seem to have it all figured out, their lives polished and perfect. Consumerism tempts you with the promise that the next purchase, a new gadget, a better wardrobe, a fancier car, will finally make you feel complete. But this chase leaves you drained, doesn't it? It's a cycle of striving for mastery, for control, for a life without flaws, where every mistake feels like a setback and every unknown feels like a threat. Shoshin offers a different path. It invites you to let go of the need to know everything, to be perfect, to have it all together. Instead, it asks you to approach your life with curiosity, to see each moment as an opportunity to learn, to grow, to find joy in the process rather than the outcome. Let's explore what Shoshin can do for you. When you adopt a beginner's mind, you free yourself from the weight of expectations, both your own and those imposed by the world around you. This shift brings clarity as you stop judging yourself against an impossible standard of expertise or perfection. Imagine approaching a work project, not with the pressure to prove yourself, but with the curiosity of someone encountering it for the first time. What might you discover? What new ideas might emerge? Shoshin helps you declutter your mind from rigid assumptions, making space for creativity, peace, and purpose. It's a way to simplify your life by focusing on the present moment, letting go of the need to control the future or dwell on the past. By embracing not knowing, you open the door to possibility, finding freedom in the act of learning itself. Your home is a perfect place to practice Shoshin. If you're like most people, your space is filled with things you've accumulated over time, some chosen intentionally, others out of habit or obligation. Maybe there's a closet stuffed with clothes you haven't worn in years, or a shelf of gadgets you thought you needed but rarely use. These things can feel like a physical representation of mental clutter, weighing you down with indecision or guilt. Shoshin invites you to approach your possessions with fresh eyes, as if you're seeing them for the first time. Instead of asking, "Do I need this?" try asking, "What does this mean to me today? Does it spark curiosity or joy?" Picture a worn-out notebook, its pages filled with half-finished ideas. Instead of seeing it as a reminder of projects you never completed, look at it with a beginner's mind. Maybe those scribbles hold the seed of something new. This perspective, combined with the Japanese practice of danshari, intentional decluttering, helps you let go of what no longer serves you, keeping only what feels alive and meaningful. This mindset extends to how you move through your days. In a culture that celebrates efficiency and expertise, you might feel pressured to have every moment planned, every task mastered. But Shoshin asks you to slow down, to approach even routine tasks with curiosity. Imagine cooking dinner, not as a chore to perfect, but as an experiment. What happens if you try a new spice, or if the dish doesn't turn out as planned? Instead of frustration, you might find joy in the process, laughing at the lumpy sauce, or savoring an unexpected flavor. This openness transforms mundane moments into opportunities for discovery, reducing the stress of needing everything to be right. Shoshin aligns with mindfulness, helping you stay present, noticing the texture of a vegetable, the sound of a simmering pot, the scent of herbs. These small acts of curiosity ground you, creating a sense of harmony in the everyday. Let's dive deeper into how Shoshin can transform different areas of your life, starting with your mind. You're no stranger to the mental clutter that comes with modern life. Endless to-do lists, self-doubt, the pressure to always be on. Shoshin offers a way to quiet this noise by encouraging you to approach your thoughts with the curiosity of a beginner. Instead of assuming you know why you're stressed or anxious, ask, what's really going on here? What can I learn from this feeling? Maybe you're overwhelmed because you're trying to control every outcome. A habit Shoshin gently challenges. By letting go of the need to have all the answers, you create space for clarity and self-compassion. Try this. The next time you feel stuck, write down one question you're grappling with, like, why can't I stay focused? Then, approach it as a beginner would, without judgment. Jot down 3 possible answers, even if they're guesses. This exercise opens your mind to new perspectives, easing the grip of overthinking and fostering inner peace. Your relationships can also flourish with Shoshin. Think about the people in your life, your partner, your friends, your family. You might assume you know them inside and out, their habits, their quirks, their flaws. But what if you approach them with a beginner's mind? Imagine sitting down with a friend and asking, what's something new you've been thinking about? As if you're meeting them for the first time. You might be surprised by what you learn, a hidden passion, a quiet worry, a dream they've never shared. Shoshin encourages you to listen without preconceptions, to see the people you love with fresh eyes. This openness deepens your connections, making them feel more authentic and alive. Try this. Choose one person and have a conversation where you ask open-ended questions, listening as if you're hearing their story anew. Notice how this shifts your dynamic, fostering gratitude and understanding. Your finances, too, can benefit from Shoshin's curious approach. In a world that pushes you to buy the latest, the shiniest, the best, it's easy to fall into impulsive spending, thinking the next purchase will solve your problems or boost your happiness. Shoshin asks you to pause and approach your financial choices with fresh eyes. Before buying something, ask, what do I hope this will bring me? Is there another way to find that feeling? Maybe you're tempted to buy a new laptop because yours is slow, but a beginner's mind might lead you to explore fixing it or rediscovering its quirks. This aligns with motonai, the Japanese principle of respecting resources, encouraging you to value what you have rather than always seeking more. Try this. For 1 week, track every purchase and write down one sentence about why you made it. Then, review your list with curiosity, asking, which of these added meaning to my life? This practice helps you make intentional choices, reducing financial stress and fostering a sense of abundance. Your environment reflects Shoshin's influence in powerful ways. A cluttered space can mirror a cluttered mind, each item a reminder of decisions deferred or habits unquestioned. Shoshin invites you to look at your space as if for the first time, asking, what does this object mean to me now? Does it inspire curiosity or weigh me down? Imagine sorting through a drawer and finding an old photo album, its pages yellowed and curling. Instead of seeing it as clutter, approach it with a beginner's mind. Flip through it, notice the memories it sparks, and decide if it still belongs in your life. This process, paired with minimalism's focus on quality over quantity, helps you create a space that feels intentional, not sterile. Try this. Choose one small area, a shelf, a drawer, and declutter it with curiosity. For each item, ask, what story does this tell today? Keep what feels meaningful and let go of what doesn't, thanking each item for its role, as Danshari suggests. This creates a home that's a sanctuary, not a burden. Your body can also be a space for Shoshin. In a culture that pushes idealized images of fitness and beauty, you might feel pressured to perfect your body through diets, workouts, or trends. Shoshin invites you to approach your body with curiosity, as if you're discovering it anew. Instead of exercising to achieve a certain look, ask, what feels good to my body today? Maybe it's a gentle stretch instead of a grueling workout, or a walk where you notice the rhythm of your steps. This curiosity extends to how you nourish yourself. Try cooking a simple meal, experimenting with flavors as a beginner would, without worrying about perfection. Shoshin encourages you to listen to your body's needs, fostering well-being through awareness rather than control. Try this. Spend 5 minutes each morning checking in with your body. How does it feel? What does it need? Write down one small, curious action you'll take: a walk, a deep breath, a glass of water. This practice builds a kinder relationship with your body, rooted in discovery. Your time, too, can be transformed by Shoshin. You're often told that every moment must be productive, optimized, perfect. But Shoshin invites you to approach your time with openness, as if each day is a new adventure. Imagine a morning where your plans fall apart, a meeting is canceled, leaving you with an unexpected hour. Instead of filling it with tasks, approach it with a beginner's mind. What can I explore in this moment? Maybe you sit outside, noticing the way clouds shift or leaves rustle, finding joy in the unplanned. Try this. Set aside 5 minutes each day to do nothing. Just sit, breathe, and notice one imperfect detail around you. Maybe it's the uneven stitches on a pillow, or the way your dog's fur is matted from rolling in the grass. These moments of freedom help you reclaim your time, making it feel less like a resource to manage and more like a gift to experience. Your work can also reflect Shoshin's openness. In a world that rewards expertise and results, you might feel pressured to always have the answers, to never falter. But Shoshin encourages you to approach your work with the curiosity of a beginner, even if you're experienced. Imagine tackling a project not with the need to prove yourself, but with a question. What can I learn here? Maybe a presentation doesn't go as planned, but instead of frustration, you ask, what worked? What didn't? What's possible next? This mindset fosters creativity and resilience, turning setbacks into opportunities. Try this. At the end of each workday, write down one thing you learned, no matter how small: a new shortcut in a program, a colleague's perspective, a mistake that sparked an idea. This practice shifts your focus from perfection to growth, making work feel more meaningful. Of course, embracing Shoshin isn't always easy. You might feel resistance, especially when the world around you celebrates expertise and control. You might worry that approaching things as a beginner makes you seem less competent, or that curiosity leaves you vulnerable to mistakes. That's okay. Shoshin honors those fears. When you feel stuck, return to your breath and ask, what can I be curious about right now? Maybe it's the texture of your coffee mug or the sound of rain outside. These small acts of openness anchor you, reminding you that not knowing is a strength, not a weakness. If you struggle with perfectionism, try this. Write down one area where you feel pressure to be perfect: work, parenting, fitness. Then, list 3 ways a beginner might approach it differently. Maybe a beginner would experiment, laugh at mistakes, or ask for help. This exercise helps you see that curiosity is a path to freedom, not failure. Shoshin also connects beautifully with other Japanese philosophies that deepen its practice. Take Kaizen, the art of continuous improvement through small steps. Shoshin and Kaizen together teach you that growth doesn't require mastery, just small, curious actions that build over time. A single question, a single decluttered drawer, a single moment of openness. These are the seeds of change. Or consider Ikigai, the pursuit of purpose. Shoshin, helps you find purpose in the process of discovery, not in a perfect outcome. A conversation that surprises you, a hobby you try without skill. These moments spark joy and meaning. Motainai, the respect for resources, compliments Shoshin by encouraging you to approach what you have with fresh eyes, finding new uses for old things. A worn shirt becomes a cleaning rag, a broken chair becomes a garden planter. These philosophies weave together, creating a life of simplicity, intention, and balance. Let's bring Shoshin to life with a story. Meet Javier, a 38-year-old accountant who feels trapped in a cycle of routine. His desk is cluttered with papers, his days are filled with repetitive tasks, and he feels disconnected from the passion he once had for numbers. One day, he finds an old calculator from his college days, its buttons faded but familiar. Instead of tossing it, he picks it up with curiosity, remembering how he once loved solving problems like puzzles. Inspired, Javier embraces Shoshin. He declutters his desk, keeping only what sparks focus, and approaches his work with fresh eyes, asking, "What can I learn today?" He experiments with new ways to present data, finding joy in the process. At home, he tries cooking with his kids, laughing at their messy attempts at pancakes. He even takes up sketching, not to be good, but to see what emerges. Slowly, Javier's life feels lighter, not because it's perfect, but because it's alive with curiosity and possibility. Another story. Consider Aisha, a 27-year-old graphic designer overwhelmed by creative burnout. Her apartment is filled with art supplies she hasn't touched, and she feels pressure to produce flawless designs for clients. One evening, she stumbles across a sketchbook from her early days, filled with clumsy drawings. Instead of cringing, she looks at them with a beginner's mind, smiling at their raw energy. Inspired, Aisha applies Shoshin. She declutters her workspace, keeping only the tools that inspire her. She approaches her next project with curiosity, experimenting with bold colors and imperfect lines. She even tries a new hobby, pottery, embracing the lopsided bowls as part of the process. Her work and life begin to feel vibrant again, not because she's mastered everything, but because she's open to learning. One more story. Meet Lee, a 45-year-old nurse who feels weighed down by long shifts and family responsibilities. Her home is cluttered with gifts she feels guilty discarding, and she struggles to find time for herself. One day, she finds an old knitting project, half-finished and tangled. Instead of seeing it as a failure, she approaches it with Shoshin, curious about what she might create now. She starts knitting again, not for perfection, but for the feel of the yarn, or she declutters her home, keeping only what sparks joy, and begins taking short walks, noticing small details, a cracked sidewalk, a bird song, with fresh eyes. She even asks her children to teach her something new, like a game or a dance, approaching it as a beginner. Lee's life feels fuller, not because it's flawless, but because it's filled with moments of discovery. Shoshin offers you a way to simplify your life and thrive, not by mastering everything, but by approaching each moment with curiosity and openness. It's a call to let go of the need to know, to be perfect, to have it all figured out. Instead, it invites you to see the world anew, to find joy in not knowing, to embrace the process of becoming. Start small. Today, approach one task, cooking, working, talking, with a beginner's mind. Ask, what can I learn here? What can I notice? Let the answers guide you, not to perfection, but to presence. You don't need a flawless life to be fulfilled. You need a life that's yours, lived with wonder, intention, and gratitude. Shoshin is your guide, whispering that the journey of discovery is where your true thriving begins. So take a deep breath, look around with fresh eyes, and start exploring. Your beautifully curious life is waiting. Curious life is waiting. Curious life is waiting.